what would you say is the best thing about the UK or living in the UK?
I think for me, best thing about living in the UK is probably its diverse kind of countryside.
Oh, you wouldn't like it, would you, if I came along and I slept in your back garden?
Wherever you are in the UK, you're never more than, is it an hour and a half from the coast?
When you say the food in Cornwall, do you mean Cornish pasties?
Indeed I do.
The first one is you're close to so many coasts, like we are here.
Nice.
So you can get to the beach pretty easily, and also you're so close to other places in Europe.
Are you big hikers or walkers? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we're not so much, but the dog definitely is. So we try our best to go where we can with him, don't we?
In the centre of Edinburgh, it's got a really, really good food scene and bars. Yeah. Bit of a theme here.
Yeah. Hiya, welcome to a new episode of Easy English. So with Brexit, ever-changing prime ministers, migration and environmental issues, the UK has had some pretty bad press recently, so I want to know what the people on Brighton Beach like about the UK. Before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe below. Here we go. What, in your opinion, would you say is the best thing about the UK or living in the UK?
One of the good things, I suppose, about living here in the UK is the landscape, the countryside. You know, people say we're full up and we shouldn't have immigration, but I disagree. I think we've got plenty of space. We've got marvellous areas and acres of woodland and greenland, and I love nature.
We live in a country where you've got great city centres, but also culture and history, and the seaside and the coasts all up and down the country are fantastic.
The sense of humour. I think we've got a good banner over here.
Okay, can you describe like a typical British sense of humour?
Dad jokes.
The countryside and the coastline.
Wondrous place in the world, like Big Ben and stuff, and even the Stonehenge which is really good for me since I really like history.
Some of our cities, outside of London, I love going out to Manchester and Leeds, and Edinburgh's a fantastic city. You know, there's such variety.
You can't beat Cornwall. It's absolutely beautiful. The people, the food, the coastline, everything.
Places to see. We're from quite high up north in Yorkshire, but places like all the national parks for me, like the Lake District or Southern Downs. If you're coming down here, there's various national parks that are just absolutely stunning, and especially I think my favourite place probably actually is Scotland.
Probably being very sarcastic.
Sarcastic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turning bad things into jokes, I guess.
Okay. So kind of like gallows humour or something?
Yeah. I think it's like never be too down about it, have a laugh.
Okay.
Don't be defeated, I guess.
When you say the food in Cornwall, do you mean Cornish pasties?
Indeed I do.
What is inside a Cornish pasty? Or what is it? How can you describe it?
It's minced beef or lamb, and you have your vegetables, which are chopped up finely. They include swede, turnip, onions, carrots, and they chop them up finely and they put them in with the mince, and then you encase them in the most succulent pastry, and it's absolutely mouth-watering.
If you're looking to improve your English, then why don't you consider becoming a member of Easy English with the link up here. Not only will you help support myself and Easy to continue making Easy English videos, but you'll also, in return, get language learning extras in a selection of our perks. If you're looking to improve your listening skills, you could become a member of our Easy English podcast. There you'll receive the interactive transcript for each episode that we publish, translating the podcast into various languages to help you keep up and follow along with what we're talking about. So to become an Easy English member, go to easyenglish.video/membership. Now back to the episode. Some people who have asked some have declined to do the interview, right? Because they're like, I don't have anything good to say. But
really?
Then, from what you say, like, if, it's all
just
about perspective.
Remind yourself,
And the NHS, of course.
Well, yeah.
It's very good. Although it's struggling, it's very good, our NHS.
We have got it still. Yeah.
We have got it, and it's good. Good NHS.
The wonderful thing about Britain, really, is that when you walk, you can walk in so many places, woodland, field, across fields, downland. you're not restricted. Whereas when we went to France, well, we've been to France quite a lot, and Spain, you're restricted to very much limited national paths and routes.
Because it's privatised?
Because it's privatised, yes. Because the land, it all belongs to the farmers, and they have scary dogs. Yeah, I have experienced it.
Really? Have you?
Very scary dogs.
You've
yes.
attempted a French hike?
Yeah, it wasn't a good idea. No.
I think even if you're in the centre of the country, you've got the option to go out to the coast in an hour and a half, whether it's by train or by coach.
1 minute you can be looking at the sea, and then the next minute you can be literally in the fields, and it's just like you're in a different place, but everything's really like close.
You walk around London, it is full of tourists, and if it's the locals, they're walking around at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I'm not saying that people don't walk around London with a smile on the face, but just generally I found in evenings out in both Manchester and Leeds this summer, everyone is just absolutely enjoying themselves. It's mad. I was in Leeds on a Saturday night. It was absolutely hammering down with rain, but it didn't seem to bother anybody. Everybody was just out partying, enjoying themselves. It was a Saturday night. It was absolutely mobbed. People just having a generally, a really good fun night out.
You did the South Downs?
South Downs Way, yes.
Wow.
Yes. That was wonderful. We always laugh when we say, well, we did it in 9 days over 2 years. The longest walk ever. But we so enjoyed it, we actually didn't want it to stop.
Really?
Yeah. We did take a children's tent. Well, she didn't tell me it was a children's tent till we had to put it up.
What was it, Teletubbies, or was it just tiny?
It was like a doll's house tent. It was ridiculous. And her head was sticking out.
If you go online, I know there's various routes you can find that give you various routes to walk and how long each one is, and it even gives you like a difficulty rating of each walk.
English pubs are brilliant, and a lot of them now have turned into gastropubs, which is a good thing and a not such a good thing. But the local beer, there's very much locality with beer and food.
You can literally just pop on the train and get to Paris or things like that.
Is this something you do?
Not yet. I want to when I have enough money, but it's something you can do, yeah.
I think I'll recommend like London better, like all of London, since it's full of various landmarks like St Paul's Cathedral, Buckingham Palace and Big Ben.
Over the last 20 years, I think people that hadn't been to the UK for that kind of period of time, you come over here and
you can get
sushi
Thai,
restaurants,
Mexican
absolutely,
sushi,
but almost every major
everything.
town and city you can go to,
Everything.
you can get a whole.
And sometimes some of the best ranked restaurants in cities, well, they're not English, they are Japanese or they are Thai or they are Indian or they are Mexican, and you've got everything.
Do Brits or UK citizens take the UK for granted?
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Don't realise how lucky they are.
Yeah, that's true.
I suppose it's human nature. We all want more. We all want things to be better. But sometimes you just got to look at what you've got and be happy with that and realise how lucky you really are.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. Let us know in the comments below what you think is the best thing about the UK or living in the UK. And as always, we'll see you next time. Ta-ra!